Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Roundtable. I'm your host, Steven. I'm here with
Gio.
back in the theaters, and this time I went to go see Nosferatu. This is from director Robert Eggers, best known for The Witch, The Lighthouse, and The Northman. The movie stars Lily Rose Depp, Bill Skarsgård, Emma Corrin, Aaron Taylor Johnson, William Dafoe, and a slew of others. Basically, a gothic love story about one of the first vampires, Nosferatu. You want to go first? I go first.
You go first.
Okay. Director Robert Eggers, unique style, an incredible talent. He's very, very different. He's always going into the past. I thought everything was beautifully shot. Great performances throughout by the entire film. It's a film based a lot on vibe. Every scene has a different vibe that either makes you feel uneasy, nervous, sad, happy, whatever the case may be, and it builds upon it. He makes the audience feel as comfortable as the people going through what's happening in this film. That's impeccably done. I love it. He's a talent. He's not personally my style. They say it's a horror movie. I wouldn't go that far. There's some intense scenes, but horror I think is a stretch. All in all, I'm going to say it's worth seeing in the theater, but it's not a film I will probably purchase later on Blu-ray and have in my collection. I don't gravitate to his style. Like, I enjoyed The Northman, I enjoyed The Witch, but they're not movies I go back to on a regular basis, and this I will not either. For me, I think this is probably one of his best films, but if you pay it close attention, if you remember Bram Stoker's Dracula, there's a lot of similarity. He's taking the same story basically, so there's a lot of checkpoints where you kind of see the same thing over and over and over again. That's the only thing I have. It reminded me of Francis Ford Coppola's film in a sense, although it's a different take. I kept thinking, going back to that film, and that's the only thing that hinders the enjoyment. It reminds me of that film. But all in all, I was entertained, but it's not a film. His direction style is not something I gravitate to, so I probably will not be purchasing this later. Worth a cheapie night? Yes.
I said it twice. Okay, so anyways, Rotten Tomato 86, People's Viewings 84, and so you say how much you?
I'm gonna say it's in the 70s for me.
Okay, me in the high 80s, because I'm the opposite of him. I love movies like that. You know why? It reminds me of childhood when, because we had where's my bedroom was the living room in front of it with curtains. So my mother used to like horror movies, and I used to look through the blinds. I used to watch the horror movie, and this reminds me of the black and white movies and everything. Now he says it's not a horror movie. No, based to Friday 13, Freddy Krueger and all that. It's more disgusting than anything else. This is a classic, high suspense horror movie, which I like. There's a story to it. Now here's the thing, was I freaked out. You said it was a low budget movie, right? $50 million.
It's $50 million. It's
Visual.
fantastic.
The acting, dialogue, impressive. CGI, you don't know which one is the real part and which one is CGI. That's how it was. It was incredible. The details of the plague, like for example, in that movie, I myself, I'm like, what's his name? Aaron Taylor. I'm in denial. You're crazy. You guys are psychopaths and mythologies and everything. I'll be exactly like him. The storyline is incredible. I mean, what's happening with his life and how it changes the town, the city, because he moved from one where he was, that everybody knew who he was, and they contaminated him to stay in that zone. Then he goes somewhere else and he's free. And there's the ways of how they did it and everything. There's little things. The reason I like this director and the path with this, there's a part he breaks his door, and it leads into a basement, the stairs. And he's walking. All of a sudden, he almost slips. See, that little detail, it means that it's cold, and the stairs are very small, and it freezes. It's cold downstairs. The blood bite, and when he gets near the fireplace, he's just biting on his chest, okay? And it's disgusting. And the way he moves his body and everything. It's almost like The Exorcist in that movie. Then the ship was plagued, and this guy with an axe goes, I'm gonna go down and kill or stop this plague. Yeah, okay, you dumb idiot. It's late night. You plan to go downstairs, and The thing is about it with the camera, okay? When he pivots right, and then and there's nothing there, and he's pivoting towards the left, or vice versa, there's gonna be something there. Same thing when the guy goes downstairs. You look around, and I caught that little image, and like, I'm not gonna. That's what it is. There's a lot of suspense in the movie. That's what I like about it. And the other thing, the hand, the shadow of the hand that goes through the city. That was the old the Dracula, whatever it was called those days. In the 1940s or 50s was a silent movie where he looked like that. Dracula looked like that with that big nose, and he was bald and creepy. This one here, he's even more ugly than ugly, deformed body as it is. I liked everything about this movie, and the opposite of him, if that movie ever comes out on DVD and everything, whatever, I will buy it because to me it's a pure classic movie. It doesn't have to be all disgusting, disfiguring bodies and throwing everything around and everything. It's just a classic horror movie with more suspense and everything, and the dialogue and the storyline is more realistic and better done than most of these high budget movies, which I freak out. It's like all the dialogue, the emotions, and I got one thing. The girl who plays in there, okay, her name is Lizzie Rose Depp, the daughter, and a couple of visual of Johnny Depp, of course, right? And at the same time, Johnny Depp did a movie almost similar to that, was Sleeping Hollow. And there's a certain point when what's his name, Nicholas, he gets picked up by the what's called the wagon with the horses, and he's going towards the castle, and there's three dogs following and everything. That reminds me so much of Sleepy Hollow with Johnny Depp. I go, holy! So it's kind of how the father and daughter kind of connection goes with it, and a lot of things similarity as Steven goes to similarities to other movies. Yes, but I find certain things he perfected better than the other movies, from Sleeping Hollow and all the other horror movie of the Dracula and everything. And certain parts, like you can win all the battles. But overall, as I said, it's not as disgusting as other movies you've seen, but it does its job. You feel it. Like, for example, when a certain family dies and the coffin goes into the city and everything, you're like, damn, people, and I was cursing. It's like these he was able to make within a 2 hours time, make you feel like these people are alive. And you make it feel, example, like Aaron Taylor, like this guy, for example, he has everything. He's rich like crazy, he's a good heart, he invites people all inside, he's an amazing family, he's really has an humongous love relationship, and a blink of an eye, things could turn from left to right. And I felt for that guy, because I felt like I was him, not the rich part. I'm the poor sector, To me, I love the movie. I find it's my kind of horror movie that I can actually show to anybody, even a young teenager, and they won't say, oh my god, it's too disgusting. No, it's a great horror movie of the classics. That's what I love about it. He brought a lot of the classic. There's a lot of moments, like Steve was saying, there's no words, but he brought you somewhere.
Yeah.
He had eye movements, like when Nicholas cut his finger, the eyes went straight to the eyes, a dark shade. That reminds me of the South movies, the old classic movies, that you don't need no words. You just know where this is going at it. And the gypsy dancing, and they're like certain parts you think like you know where he's leading, and then at the end, I didn't expect this. I didn't expect that. There's a lot of things you didn't know where he was. Like I was so sure he was going one direction, and he takes he takes you to another field, which I liked, because what happened? The movie saying, "Look, I own you. You're gonna go my way, and that's it," And personally, that's why. Anyways, for me, it's worth it. I mean, maybe because I paid cheap one night. Who knows? But I'm still gonna buy that movie when it comes out on DVD. It's my kind of movie that goes into the classic movie that I can actually rewatch, and it reminds me of my youth. And that's it. I talk too much.
I think if you're a Robert Eggers fan, you will enjoy this. If you're not, this will not change your perception of him. It didn't change mine. I think it's a very well executed movie, no doubt, but it's not something I will go back to.
Executed. Yeah. But personally, how'd you find it?
Great movie. Great. I have nothing to say The way it was filmed, it's filmed in 35 millimeter, which is old school film. It looks like an old film, has a feel of an old
The
film.
CGI was amazing.
The rats, I don't know if they were CGI or not, but I've never seen so many rats since Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. So if you don't like rats, I'm warning you now. There's a lot of rats. 2, this is not Twilight. It's not romantic in that way, but there is a love story involved. But it's not Twilight by any means. So if anybody's thinking, oh, this is the new Twilight, this is far from.
But wait, all Dracula movies based on romance. That's what.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's what a lot of people.
Twilight is basically.
Yeah,
teenager.
no, that's teenager
That's it.
stupidity.
This is not it. There is a love story. It's
back to Dracula style.
Yes, exactly.
That's what people like say. Oh, Dracula. Look, some people they love Dracula, even though they know he sucks blood and everything. Well, I don't mind because he's passionate, he's romantic. Because every movie you see from the past, Dracula is always portrayed as a romantic, debonair guy. Certain of them, they made him too elegant and fancy, and like he persuades women out of their feet and everything. So Dracula has always been that. You know, and Frankenstein is you judge a book by its cover when he really has a big heart, but you judge by his book cover that the reason he looks evil, he is evil. And Dracula, oh, he looks like a gentleman. He's rich. He's this, and this. Oh no, I trust him. You see? There you go.
So I recommend this movie for Robert Eager fans or Dracula, old school Dracula fans. I recommend it for this. You?
Anybody who loves old-fashioned horror movie, high suspense, not too much gory in there. You like myself, you'll love it. But cheap one night makes it very easy to love it.
Yeah.
There you
So
go.
this movie has bite.
Bite. No pun intended.
There you go. So
no pun.
this is Steven.
Gio.
Wishing you the very best. Stay tuned. Hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll be back with more reviews shortly. Take care, guys.
Ciao, guys.